I came when the school, I had my interview when the dancing house did not exist. It was a hole in the ground, maybe a little more than a hole by that time, spring of 1996. And it was very exciting to be a part of that. And one of the reasons they were looking for new teachers is they were trying to grow the school with students, and they needed teachers to help teach those students. It was very exciting to be a part of something that was growing and to walk around this interesting little school. My first morning, or first afternoon, or experience with the school is I came in the front door where Laura's desk is, by Miss Kingstone's room, and I saw children reading on the stairs, and I thought, and these kind of an old-fashioned staircase, and I thought, this is an interesting place. I think I might like to work here.
I can remember when the dancing house was built, and we had told the teachers at that time not to hang anything from the first floor, lights or anything, because we had the sensors there to set the alarm off. And the day after I had told them all that, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I got a call that the alarm was going off. So I came down here, and sure enough, there was all stuff hanging from a certain teacher's classroom. And as I was pulling it down at that time, if you notice at this far end of the building, they have a push button there to open for handicap. Well, that was hooked into the lighting system, so if you turn on the light, then you can open the door with that. So as I was taking this stuff down, I hear the door open. And I remember this was 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I walk around slowly to see who it is, and as I get there, there's a police officer with his gun pointed at me.
It's exciting.
Yeah, that was exciting, yeah. And after they realized who I was, they helped me pull all the stuff.
I remember one time, it's another dancing house story. My son was here working with Miss Vincent to prepare for an audition that he was doing. And they were in the basement of dancing house in the band room, and they were working, and I get this panicked phone call. Dad, come over here. There's a bat in the band room. So I kind of raced over with the broom and dustpan, but by that time, Miss Hunt and my son Lucas were able to scoop the bat up safely and get it out. But it was a bit of high drama that no one was expecting. And that's part of being in a building that's close to a ravine and close to older buildings that have bats in the belfry.
Yes.
What are you most proud of your years at Montcrest?
My most proud of is being here through all the renovations and the massive changes that have come to the school.
I guess the thing that I'm most proud of as a teacher is to see how students grow over the years and how they overcome struggles, how they try new things and they take risks, and they say, I didn't think I could do that, but I did. And how people don't always get success the first time they try something, but they keep working at it. And as a person, it's very inspirational to me to see how hard students work and how much they want to grow and improve and try new things. It's really something that I'm very proud to be a part of that in a small way, but I'm very, very proud of that, of all the hard work of the students here.
When my children started at Montcrest, there was only 100 children, not even 90 to 100, 2 buildings for Montcrest and 658. So, and there was a basketball net that was like this, just hanging off the wall with one screw. It was like that. And my kids would say, you know, can we get a new net? Can we get a new ball? And Montcrest really didn't have a lot of children and didn't have a lot of money. So we had to make Montcrest better. So with the wonderful people that work here, the staff, the students, the parents, the whole community, we decided we had to grow. And so that's how it happened. I asked Mr. Hugh Heron, who also had a child at the school, and Mrs. Danson, who was the principal, the 3 of us, we worked together along with the board and the staff and parents to put together a plan on building Montcrest Dancing House. And it took a lot of hard work and dedication, but everybody has this love of Montcrest. I don't know if you feel it, this magical spirit about the school. It's full of people that really care about children, people that really care about each other, that care about the building, and they care about education. So with all that combination together, we got to expand the school, build the school, take care of all the little problems, and all the hours together with these 2 fabulous people to put together our plans to raise the money, to fix the buildings. Do you remember the property committee going around, we need to fix this, we need to.
It was crazy.
So finally it was, I said, Ernie, you know what needs to be done, and just walked away. And Susan, working so hard with the board, I mean, we couldn't have done half the things without you. Oh, thank you.
Well, my first introduction was that I had my own business, which was a small business, and I did a bit of contract work for the school. And the gentleman who was the principal at the time called me, I think it was in May, to say that he was on staff, sort of doing the job that I do now, just left unexpectedly. Would I come in and just look after the school until the end of the year? And at the time I said to him, you know, that's all I can do because, you know, I have no business. And I just ended up staying for the last 20 years.
20 years, 20 years this year, exactly. I came to the school because a good friend of mine was a teacher here. She taught grade 7 and 8 English, Miss Angela Zagas. And she said to me, you know, the school I work at is looking for somebody that has your background. Because at the time I worked for a non-for-profit organization with the board of directors, so I knew how that ran. And I was a special events person, so I did a lot of special events for a retail store that is, I'm going to show my age, you guys won't even know the name, it's called Simpson's. It's a very long time ago. And anyway, so they were looking for somebody that had those two things, which was hard to find such an odd combination. So I came and I met with Elaine Danson, who was the principal at the time, and it was in the summertime, and I sat over at Montcrest and had an interview. And we clicked right away, and we had such a great interview. And you know, we laughed, we had fun, she showed me all around the school. And then of course at the end she's being very professional. She says, now, you know, I will have to see other people. And I saw right through that, I knew I had the job. And sure enough, a day later she called and said, you have the job, so it's kind of funny. And so that's how I got here. And the first thing that I was assigned to do was to get all the history of the school together. So I had to go around the properties and find filing cabinets that had documents and old pictures and whatever I could find that represented the history of the school. And I put it in big boxes. And I labeled it 60s, 70s, and 80s, 90s. So I coordinated all that. And now Miss Gray has taken what I've done and taken it even further. And the other thing that I was assigned to do is the parents, all your parents do so much work here at the school, you know, with the pizza lunch and like you were saying, and they needed someone to help them with that. And Mrs. Danson just did not have the time anymore because the school was growing, so she needed someone to work with them instead of her. So that's what I did. So I helped the Parent Association with everything that they do. And that's how I got to know the school.
We should actually talk about the Parents Association, how it, when I first came, there was Mrs. Hinchcliffe, and she had a son here. And every other Friday, I think, we had hot dog lunch. But she had turkey hot dogs on there's no way where, and this is how many, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
And there was a little, I don't even know, in Fort Montcrest, a little stove like this big, so we were making hot dogs for these 100 children.
In these big,
In these
pots,
big
right?
pots,
Boiling water with these.
And the stove, the electricity was barely there. It was
And they also used to
scary.
make chicken noodle soup.
And chicken
Yeah,
noodles,
yeah.
that was the next level.
So that would be brought to the classes, right? You guys would each get this hot dog and
Right, with a
bowl of
basket
soup.
of bowl soup and chips, we tried to change it up, then veggies. So then after a while, the parents, we started thinking, geez, the school could really use new basketball net, new basketballs, could use some more books in the library. We really didn't have a library, but we had books, so the parents started just getting together, coffee at my house, a restaurant on Danforth, the basement of the school, Elaine's tiny office, and it built and built and built, and we had a huge fundraiser one night. And it was at Fantasy Farm, as you know, and we made quite a bit of money. All the parents, everybody had such a spirit of Montcrest, they wanted to make it better. So we raised this money and we were able to, I can't remember the first thing we bought. I think it was, I actually wanted to give the kids like Jimmy Quinn, so I think it was
Okay.
Jimmy Quinn. And then from that, Mrs. Sari Binder, Mrs. Doris Kinsler, and myself, Mrs. Hinchcliffe, worked together and we formed a Parents Association, Montcrest Parents Association. And Mrs. Binder, I have to say, was really influential on that. And from that, look how it's grown.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, there was no science lab. The science lab was part of the parents
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
All the gym equipment, the basketball, I mean, everything. And
Lots
then I
of
went to
band instruments that you
band
have now.
instruments,
Yeah, yeah.
computers.
Yeah.
There was no computers, I mean.
So without your parents volunteering and working so hard, there wouldn't be a lot of what you have here at the school.
But then again, we needed Susan, to help us, coordinate us and organize us to actually get out there and fundraise and do things, we have bake sales, et
Yeah,
cetera.
yeah.
Right?
So you guys might not know me very well, but your parents know me very well.
Very well.
So, and I love working with all your parents, it's so much fun, it's so much fun. And I love matching you up, because I'll see the parent and then I think, oh, you're so-and-so's son or daughter, and you're all very similar.
So, what do you like about Montcrest?
Go ahead.
Ernie
I think we all have the same like here. It's the students, it's the teachers, it's just the way the school is operated and run. It's like going home, it's not like going to work.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely.
You're always happy.
I could hardly wait to come and do my thing, especially to be with such wonderful people. We had so much fun. Like, it wasn't like a job or a task,
Oh,
and
no,
I was
nothing
volunteer.
close.
I was
Nothing
totally
close.
volunteer, but it was like family, it
Yeah.
really was. And being
Until I worked here, I would get up in the morning at some other places I worked and I think, oh gosh, I've got to go to work today, I don't want to go. I've never felt that working here, and that's honestly, it's just, I love everybody I work with, and I love watching all the kids. You don't know it, but I look out Miss Gray's window and watch it at recess and that kind of thing. And it's just a really nice place to work.